Now, Caitlin Clark's politics does not align with the politics of many of her own fans. We don't care. We don't. All right? We don't. We want to watch her go out, play basketball, and throttle the shit out of everybody. All right? But the activist basketball players in the league hate her fan base. Look, they hated Iowa's fan base.
The WNBA just dropped a plot twist so bizarre, not even Netflix's best writers could have seen it coming. Natasha Cloud got more All-Star votes than Caitlin Clark. Cue the Scooby-Doo theme music, because something smells suspicious, a mix of mystery, bias, and a dash of straight-up delusion. Did aliens hack the voting system? Is there a secret anti-Clark alliance operating in the shadows? Whatever it is, buckle up. We're about to unpack the drama, the dysfunction, and the full-blown pettiness that just blew the lid off the WNBA's barely hidden agenda. Let the circus commence.
The exclusive list of the WNBA All-Star
Yes.
starters.
All right.
Okay.
I voted, so I feel like I
You think you have a good indication. I am the only one, by the way, that has seen this list.
Yeah. Whoa.
We already announced on WNBA Countdown that Caitlin Clark and Nafisa Collier are the captains, meaning they got the most fan votes, meaning they're going to draft their team on July 8th on WNBA Countdown on ESPN.
Yeah.
Ranked 9th among point guards. 9th. Not 8th. Not 7th. 9th. That's where they've slotted Caitlin Clark in the WNBA's glorified fantasy rankings. At this point, calling it hate doesn't even cut it. This isn't shade, it's full-blown construction. They are building skyscrapers out of resentment. The jealousy is so thick you could butter your toast with it. Let's be real, this isn't a ranking, it's a group therapy circle for players still bitter about barely filling half a row while Clark's out here packing entire arenas.
Again, Caitlin Clark is must-see TV. Caitlin Clark already is having Michael Jordan effect on the WNBA. The same effect Michael Jordan had in his first couple of years in the NBA. He was can't miss TV. Every place he went, people went crazier and crazier for Air Jordan.
Let's be honest, Caitlin Clark could average a triple-double while levitating, and the WNBA committee would still hand her a participation ribbon and crown her most likely to inhale during games. Meanwhile, players whose main stat is elbows per possession are somehow ranked higher, because in this league, grit apparently trumps actual skill. What we're watching isn't just basketball, it's Mean Girls, WNBA edition. Only this time, there's no Regina George, just a humble phenom trying to hoop while everyone else lines up to sabotage her, with a smile.
Caitlin Clark, aka White Jesus, aka Jesus Clark, aka Captain Clark, is a two-time WNBA All-Star and has been announced as the WNBA captain. Speaking of WNBA All-Stars, these women hate Caitlin Clark. White Jesus, Captain Clark. These women in these league, or whatever they go by, whatever their pronouns are, hate white.
And you can feel it. The fatigue isn't coming from Clark, it's radiating from the rest of the league, worn out from pretending she's not single-handedly keeping the WNBA from turning into a trivia question. They are not tired from the game. They are tired from the mental gymnastics it takes to downplay the obvious. These aren't just athletes anymore. They are starring in a full-blown drama called We Were Always This Relevant. Someone hand them an Emmy already.
At forward, an all-star shoe-in, a league Asia Wilson.
Bam!
No surprise here. All right.
Now see, y'all. Okay.
Yeah. You see what we're doing?
I get it. Okay.
You ready? 1 point for Drea. At guard, a three-time All-Star whose career numbers are making her team a threat to win a title.
Bro, you're so bad at this.
Let's talk about the absolute clown show of Caitlin Clark being ranked below point guards who are barely even Googleable. If it takes a scavenger hunt, a magnifying glass, and 3 Wikipedia rabbit holes just to figure out who's listed ahead of her, congrats, your rankings are broken. At this point, we need Adam Silver to channel his inner Thanos, snap the WNBA into dust, and rebuild something functional. Call it the CCBA, Caitlin Clark Basketball Association. A league where talent matters, marketability isn't treated like a crime, and success doesn't earn you a cold shoulder and a 1,000-yard side eye. The WNBA keeps shouting about wanting fans, media coverage, revenue, and respect. Caitlyn shows up and hands them all four in a gift box wrapped in gold foil, and they act like she slashed their tires. If this league were a relationship, it'd be the clingy ex who begs you to come back and then blocks your number when you do. It's baffling, tragic, and honestly, hilarious. Because the unintentional comedy here, off the charts.
Caitlin Clark was named All-Star Captain. Why didn't they just make the whole WNBA captain and say everyone is an All-Star captain? Yo, she's never going to live that down. Wow. Woo, Jesus. How Clark make it with mediocre stats and an 8-8 record? I get making the team captain, but captain? LOL. Collier deserve it though. She been killing. CC most overrated player of all time. All sports combined. Clark shoots under 40%, by the way. This one says, I hope none of the players show up to the WNBA All-Star game in protest.
Every time Caitlyn scores, you can almost hear a player ranking reshuffle itself out of pure bitterness. She drains a three. Somewhere, a clipboard snaps in half. She lands a sneaker deal. Someone calls their therapist. This isn't just jealousy. It's industrial strength, vacuum-sealed envy with a side of delusion. The kind that doom scrolls her highlights at 2 a.m. whispering, she's not even that good. The kind that builds burner accounts and ranks her ninth just to sleep at night. They'd rather lose together than win behind her. That's not loyalty to the league. That's sabotage in sneakers. And here's the scary part. She's still standing. Still dishing dimes. Still playing chess while the rest of the league's out here chucking dodgeballs. But for how long? Because at the rate she's absorbing uncalled cheap shots and full-contact layups, this season feels less like professional basketball and more like a gladiator tryout. If it keeps up, Clark might need to trade her jersey for a suit of armor. Maybe then she'll get a foul call.
About the WNBA players bashing Caitlin Clark.
Okay, so I'm going to state some facts here and not opinions, because this is a controversial topic for some crazy reason. The WNBA is a subsidized league. What it means subsidized means is that the NBA basically gives their money so the WNBA could exist, because the WNBA does not produce any revenue.
They lose money, actually.
They lose money. Okay, so Caitlin Clark, a generational women's basketball player, finally comes around where people are like, oh my God, this girl is amazing. She gets drafted. She's putting up crazy numbers. She's entertaining.
Makes you wonder, maybe Caitlin Clark should pull a reverse UNO on the WNBA and catch the next flight to Europe. Picture her lighting it up in Spain or Italy, draining threes and sipping espresso on the bench, while the WNBA scrambles to market the gritty intensity of players no one's ever heard of. Overseas, they'd throw her parades, build statues, and actually protect her instead of body-checking her into early retirement. The irony? The WNBA claims it's all about growing the game. But when Caitlyn fertilized the soil and made the whole thing bloom, they started yanking out the roots, with her name still on the tag. It's like planting a tree and then getting mad it produced fruit. And that fruit? Ticket sales, ratings, sold-out arenas, new demographics tuning in, merchandise flying off shelves. But sure, let's all keep pretending the league's heartbeat isn't spelled CLARK. They are so rattled by her impact, they've basically built a Hunger Games arena just for her. No arrows or swords, just veteran leadership and earning your stripes. Which translates to, we don't like that you're younger, better, and more popular. So here's an elbow and zero respect. This isn't tradition anymore. It's sabotage with a dress code. And this ranking nonsense? It's not just petty, it's self-sabotage.
And by people, I'm talking about these players in this basketball league, and I'm talking about the WNBA. When they tell you who they are, believe them. How many times have you heard me say over the last 19 or 20 months that this is an activist basketball league? All right? There's going to be subscribers that watch this video. They're going to be upset because, oh my God, I brought up politics. Unfortunately, this is, I've said, this is all about politics, and it has.
When you rank your biggest draw behind 8 less productive players, you're not protecting the league, you're torching its foundation. What are fans supposed to believe? That the most impactful player in the game somehow isn't good enough for your top 5. That excellence is a threat. People aren't showing up to watch a 9th-ranked point guard quietly carry the financial future of the WNBA. They are showing up for Caitlin Clark. Period. They didn't buy season tickets for passive-aggressive politics. They came for greatness. And here's the twist. Caitlin doesn't need this league. She chose it. And in return, the league has treated her like she slipped in through the service entrance. Honestly, it's almost impressive how many bad decisions can be made in such a short time. This isn't gatekeeping anymore. It's burning the whole neighborhood down because someone moved in with better furniture. So now what? Do we keep pretending these rankings are based on merit? Do we keep acting like 9th place is some noble badge of humility, when it's clearly a protest vote wrapped in petty? Or do we finally admit the truth, that the WNBA's obsession with humbling Caitlin Clark is only humiliating itself?